global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to Global Happiness today. Despite what is happening in international community, with the United Kingdom having a review of their policies, especially concerning the indigenous people of Biafra, MASOB, and or pro-Biafran groups, it looks like the legal team and Nnamdi Kanu himself have decided to react to this, but in a more positive energy manner. But the question is, what do they have in their defense? In a moment, you're going to find out what the legal team has and what they intend to do and what is in the pipeline. But before we go into the news proper, like you subscribe to our channel by clicking on the right subscribe button beside it. You see a bell notification icon. Please go ahead, click on it to get notified as soon as we update our channel on YouTube. Well, according to the news, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Ipob, Nnamdi Kanu, has expressed confidence in pending court cases. One of his lawyers, Aloy, said the cases are pending before court in Umuahia, that's Abia State, in Abuja, that's in Nigeria. Then we have the one in Kenya, United Kingdom, United Nations, African Union, and the International Criminal Court, which is UK, UN, AU, ICC, respectively, Ejiofor added. Bruce Fein, Kanu's international lawyer, recently petitioned the ICC asking that the Director General of Nigeria's Secret Police Department of State Services, DSS, that's Yusuf Magajibichi, should be charged. He also recently petitioned the United Nations Security Council, seeking the probe of Nigeria and Kenya over the roles they played in the arrest and rendition of the indigenous people of Biafran leader to Nigeria from Kenya. Kanu was arrested in Kenya last June and brought to Nigeria after he had fled to the United Kingdom in 2017 following the invasion of his home by the military. The Nigerian government has filed charges bordering on terrorism and treason against him. Speaking about the routine visit of Kanu's legal team to the detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Ipob, as at Thursday, Ejiofor noted, update. I just concluded a visitation with Onyendo Nnamdi Kanu, otherwise known as #MNK, in the company of my colleague Barrister Habila from Barrister Ejiofor's office. Nnamdi Kanu, that's MNK, is cherry, and he remains confident in the cases pending in Umuahia, Abuja, Kenya, United Kingdom, United Nations, African Union, and ICC, International Criminal Court. He salutes all that labor in defense of freedom. A lot of people in many quarters have been shouting and screaming that with what UK have done, they may be looking at Nnamdi Kanu, maybe losing the citizenship position status, but I beg to differ because some persons are quoting this United Nations review policies out of context. If you are privileged to see the total the way it was outlined, you will agree with me that it is not a general thing. They have agreed that they will be reviewing on individual to individual basis, which means from what I could deduce is the fact that there might be people who are IPB members and are not violent and are seeking asylum in United Kingdom. And if they go through their case files, their history on social media, on the internet, and find out that they have never partook in any issue of violence, instigation, then why not, if not, they may likely give such a person. But now they're reviewing it on the basis of the Nigerian government and not on the basis of the Biafra nation. All right, so they recognize the fact that, okay, IPOB may be an organization, but not a nation. And Nigeria is a nation made up of Nigerians. Okay, so the whole thing, it's that depends also on the clauses by clauses cases. So if for any reason anyone is seeking for asylum in the United Kingdom and is an IPOB member. So it may be a case by case status, not a general thing, because a whole lot of people out there already screaming the narrative is a bit different. I think we should just, it's a case of understanding. Now, some persons actually had brought out the issue that such clauses, although this is updated anyway, the first update came in 2021, where even IPOB at some point, I think very much powerful, has said they actually didn't want asylum. What they wanted was referendum, that the government of United Kingdom should do well to organize referendum, or should cajole, encourage discourse, dialogue with the Nigerian government to allow referendum, of which they should be the one, to do this census over it. But of course, there was no response to that. Now, with all this happening, one would have expected that Mazen Kanu should or ought to be perturbed. But that's why the update is coming saying, look, that it didn't shake him one bit. He's even very confident that he's got one of the finest lawyers, one of the finest legal team he can think of. Already, he has Bruce Fein in the United States. Some persons have been actually advising that he should be looking towards having another lawyer in the United Kingdom to, see how they can look into this issue of policy review. But when that person said that, when we're having one or two chats, I realized this is parliament review. It's not an individual case. And if it's a parliament review, that means it's something that they all sat together, reviewed, they thought about it, and said, okay, there's some cases that may be different from others. Let's be individual to this. So it's not sacrosanct as the case is. So saying that, a United Kingdom law is like burning funds. Okay, I think Bruce Fein is there to take a hold of the international quarter. All right. So while Ejiofor is there to take care of the international but African quarter, if you check well, you realize that Ejiofor, Aloy Ejiofor, it's the one in charge of Kenya or Omaha case, and and AU, that's African Union, while Ejiofor, Ifeanyi Ejiofor is in charge of the Abuja case, in fact, solely on the Abuja case and every other IPB matters that may arise. Okay, so you see that their legal teams, and they're not crossing their hands, they're actually dotting their I's and crossing their T's. They're not crossing their fingers and watching idly. They are moving on, and I guess looking at, they've probably seen the review. Well, it's not sacrosanct. It's not something that they should sleep or lose sleep over. But that goes to show that for those who are instigating, for those who are screaming, encouraging violence, peradventure you will need asylum in United Kingdom. They are watching. And all the comments being made, all the communications being made publicly are also said. Remember, internet never forgets. So you got to be very careful, your communication ways of talking and all that. You never can tell. No one knows tomorrow. You may be needing asylum in the United Kingdom. That's going to wrap it up. Let's meet in our comment section. What's your take?